Go ahead and start by making a fist. Go to open the fist, but stop yourself from opening it. It'll usually squeeze a bit. Continue to do so, trying to open your fist, but purposely stopping yourself from opening it several times. Okay, shake that hand out and give it a rest. Do that with your other hand now. Go to make a fist, open it, but stop yourself from opening it several times, purposely pressing against yourself on this. Okay, shake that out, set it down. We'll have you do the same thing with your eyes. Close your eyes, go to open them, but stop yourself from opening them several times. Okay, now keep your eyes closed, but stop pressing on them. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, feel the surface that you're sitting on pressing up against you while you press down into that surface. Just breathing, feeling the effect of gravity and the effect of support. And then we'll move forward with a bit of physical relaxation, followed by some mental sort of parsing out of thought and cognition. Just breathing, feeling yourself pressing down while the support of the surface that you're on top of is pressing up against you. And go ahead and keep your eyes closed for a moment. Now you're using some of your muscles in the eyes to keep the eyes closed. Take a moment to pay attention to the other muscles in the face surrounding the eyes that you can relax while keeping your eyes closed. Breathing a little deeper, a little slower than normal, at a pace that works for you. And continuing to relax the muscles surrounding the eyes, the ones that aren't necessary for keeping the eyes closed. And then make a request to the body to relax the muscles that you can't relax consciously. And just see how it works with you. It really doesn't matter so much whether the muscles relax deeply now or whether they push back a bit. We're not going for compliance so much as partnership, staying curious about the responses that come with your requests. And now on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. I'll also make a snapping sound. On the count of 3, I'll ask you to open the eyes and follow some very simple instructions. 1, 2, 3. Open the eyes, look forward, look up, look down, close your eyes. Double the relaxation and immobility in your body, purposely choosing to be immobile. If you were sitting upright, continue to sit upright. Keeping the muscles alive and awake that need to immobilize you and keep you upright. And then allowing the body to relax the other muscles that aren't needed for keeping you upright. Again, it doesn't matter quite so much whether the muscles relax deeply and rapidly at your request. What matters most is that whatever comes, whether it's deeper relaxation or whether it's a pushback, that you receive it, you allow it. You get curious about whether it will do the same thing as we do this a few more times. Keep your eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. Open the eyes, look forward, look up, look down, close the eyes. Double the relaxation and immobility in your body, best you know how. Breathing, feeling yourself press down into that surface while it presses up against you. And again, 1, 2, 3. Look forward, look up, look down, close your eyes. double the relaxation and immobility in your body best you know how. Now this time I'm going to do the same thing but slower. I'm going to ask you to allow your eyes to push back against you while we do this. I'm going to count more slowly. I'm going to wait to snap my fingers. And I'm going to ask you to see how much your eyes push back against you with your request for them to push back against you. Slowly now. 1, 2, 3. Slowly now. Open the eyes. Look forward. Look up. Look down. Close your eyes. Double the relaxation and immobility in your body best you know how. Now I'll be quiet for a moment and then we'll move on to the sort of mental narrowing of focus. Okay, now for this portion, keep your eyes closed. I want you to think of some of the objects or furniture in the area where you are. On the count of 3, I'm going to snap my fingers again, but this time keep your eyes closed and make that object or item disappear. One part of your mind is going to totally know it's still there, while another part of your mind is willing to play this sort of game with you, where it's able to keep it hidden and invisible. And that's fine that sometimes you'll see both realities at the same time. So here we go. Pick an object. Keep your eyes closed. 1, 2, 3. Make that object disappear. Now, in a moment, it's going to stop popping back out if it hasn't already. So just watch for that. Just keep making it disappear so that one part of your mind is going to keep it hidden. Play this sort of game with you. Okay, now take the whole area surrounding that object that you made disappear and make that whole area disappear. Cover it with a whole bunch of nothing. 1, 2, 3. Cover up that whole area with a bunch of nothingness. And as soon as one part of your mind is ready to play this, so that it keeps it all covered, we'll be ready to move on. Just keep making it disappear until there's a big spot of nothingness where that stuff was. Okay, now we're going to proceed to make everything disappear that you can notice. Some objects may stick around, and that's okay. Just make as much disappear as possible, because we're going to create a blank space and then fill it with something. So on the count of 3, make everything disappear as much as you possibly can, and then just keep pushing it away until it stays hidden to at least one part of your mind. 1, 2, 3. Make it all disappear. Keep pushing it back until as many objects as you can make disappear, as many things as you can make disappear, stay gone to at least one part of your mind. And then we'll proceed. This time on the count of 3, you'll keep your eyes closed and take all of the parts that disappeared, all of the things that disappeared, and now fill them up with a soothing, calming place, getting all the elements together to make it soothing and calming. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and fill all that nothingness with a soothing, calming place. Get all the pieces together to make this place soothing, to make this place a calm place. And then we'll proceed. As you breathe and close your eyes, I'm going to ask you to imagine that there is a clear barrier somewhere out in front of you. This barrier is going to allow you to feel what you feel and allow anyone on the other side of that barrier to feel what they feel while you observe. As you imagine this barrier, I want you to see on the other side of it a different version of you. They're about to approach that situation that we're working on, and I'd like you to watch as they start to approach it, and instead of feeling what they normally feel, they go into a state of calm. They go from that feeling of either nervousness or anxious anticipation, or feeling those other feelings that we've talked about, to a state of peace and calm. And I'd like you to observe them continuing to move forward into the situation, and no matter what interrupts their peace, no matter what sort of unexpected thing might arise, they continue to return to a state of calm, allowing themselves to notice that there was a change away from that calm state and away from that focused state, and continuing to return again and again. Continue to watch as they proceed, breathing at a pace that feels right for you, watching them go from thing to thing, continuing to return to a state of calm, balanced, capable, focused attention. As they move towards the finish of this event, they get to the end of it. Go ahead and imagine that there is a light or a color that surrounds them that represents exactly how they feel having accomplished this, experiencing this thing in a new way, being able to go through this, having returned repeatedly to a state of calm, a state of balance, a state of centered focus. And then as this light forms around them, or this color forms around them, I'd like you to imagine that that light or color stays in place while they move on, continuing to enjoy success in being able to manage how they feel. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to invite you to imagine that the barrier between you and this color that now is sitting over there waiting for you, that barrier disappears, and that you're able to go over to that color. 1, 2, 3. Allow the barrier to come down. You approach the color or that light and stand in it. Make sure that you're looking out of your own eyes. You're inside your own body, and you're walking into that color or that light. Let it soak into you. Let it weave into you. And as it comes in, make a decision as to whether you like this feeling. If you like the feeling, proceed with the next steps. If you don't like the feeling, if it doesn't feel right for you, then hold off. Don't do these steps. If the main issue is that you feel conflicted about it, and there's a part of you that feels like perhaps this is problematic, dangerous, or unbelievable, go ahead and send a message as if you're speaking to that part of you, as if it's a person, and just send a message to the effect of, thank you for letting me know about your concern. This is something we're just practicing and trying on. If you're willing to stay with me and proceed with me on this, great. If you're willing to just stand by and watch, great. I'm going to just move forward with this. If there's a stronger negative feeling when you try to do this, then just halt the process. Take the red flag as it is. if there's now a calming, now that you've acknowledged this ambivalence inside of you, and you feel like you're ready to proceed, then go ahead and move on to the next steps. Okay, now what I'd like you to do, now that you've let this soak in, I would like you on the count of 3 to imagine that it gets temporarily locked in, that you're holding the state. 1, 2, 3. Lock it in. Let it be sort of held. And then what I'm going to ask you to do next on the count of 3 is to rapidly, and I mean rapidly, move in reverse through the scenario that you imagined this other version of you going through, and then back forward to this point. We're going to be doing some reverse and then forward rehearsal of this in high speed. Speed is important here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Rapidly move back through that event, and then back forwards with returning to the state of calm. It's okay if you miss some details on the way. Come all the way back into this moment where you've been soaking in the light or the color. And then what I'm going to ask you to do next on the count of 3 is do the same thing extra fast, 3 times in a row. You're probably going to miss some details, and that's okay. The idea is that you're going to stay in your own body, looking out through your own eyes. You're going to zip rapidly backwards through it and forward to this moment 3 times. And on the 3rd time, when you've come all the way back to this moment, then we'll proceed to the next steps. 1, 2, 3. Super speed now. Backwards and forwards 3 times. Okay, and then when you're done, come all the way back here, all the way back to this moment. If you like how you feel, do yourself a favor, send a message down into the body as if you're speaking to a person, just saying yes, affirming yes, this is what I want to enjoy more of. I like this. And now at this point, what I'll invite you to do is send another message down into the body as if you're speaking to a person, asking for help to sort of weave this new understanding into the body, into the systems that are automatic. And let's make another request, saying when the integration process is started sufficiently so that you can move on with your day and it will continue, then to ask the body to push your eyes open, to give you a feeling of refreshment as you come back to a more outer directed awareness. Just allowing the process to take its time. A lot of times, if the body agrees to do this, if there's a good connection, it'll come, but it'll come in waves. So just allow that process to happen. And I hope you found this exercise useful.